Hey, it's Sia from Heal Love Now. And today I want to share with you the magic of tithing. Now, tithing is a mystical principle by which you draw in and attract abundance through giving your tenth to God. So whatever you receive financially or in the form of material goods, you presumably take the first tenth of that and you give it to a spiritual source, and that connects you to a flow of abundance that is amazing and will never fail. I'd like to add a new component to the concept of tithing. Did you realize that you tithe every day? That you tithe all the time? That it's a natural sort of intuitive act that you always take part in. And the way that you do that is when you buy something that you love, when you buy something for someone that really is exciting and that's going to thrill them, when you take part in any financial exchange that brings you joy, that uplifts your spirits, that gets you in a high vibration frequency, you are tithing. So this isn't something that you have to work at in order to do. It's a real misunderstanding that tithing is something that has to happen in relationship to a church or a institution or person who is presumed to be a direct connection to God. It can be, but it doesn't have to be, because you are God being, and everything that you see, hear, touch, taste, and smell is of God. So once you change your label for all the things that you spend money on and all the places and people that you send money to, then those exchanges become an act of tithing. They become a sacred act. Every time you spend money, give money, shop, pay bills, it runs the gamut. You can basically declare that even buying something for yourself that you absolutely love is a tithe. And so you will find out that you've been tithing naturally and in quite an abundance, even more than 10%. And what this does is it switches your consciousness over to a mode of magnetizing absolute abundance. You become a money magnet. Normally, when people tithe, they feel that, wow, I'm giving away a portion of my money that I could use for other things in faith that God will give the increase, that upon receiving my tithe, God will see my faith and see how free I am to give and freely release upon the first fruits of my increase. And then I will be in exchange rewarded for that faith and receive an abundant flow from God. And this is a beautiful principle. It's a beautiful natural law, because the money that you receive is the money that you give. So when you put yourself into that giving mode and you release attachment to the first fruits of your labors, so to speak, that initial 10%, and you give it away, you create a vacuum in your mind and your spirit, and even in your life, for more abundance to flow through, because you are the channel, you are the source. But taking that a step further, if once you understand that you are the channel, you are the source, you are the giver and the receiver, you are God being, what would naturally surface is an understanding that every time you share money, every time you give money, every time you let money flow from your hands to another, is a tithe, because you are God being, and every other thing is God. All is God. So once you look upon every purchase that you make, every time you shop, every time you pay a bill, every time you loan money to someone, if you are able to let your mind accept and allow that this act was a gift to God, even if you lose money or spend money on something you like, a bill, or paying your taxes, something you typically would not feel that good about, if you look at it as an exchange with the divine, that you're giving to God, that you are the authority, you are the one, you are that source that decides to view your faith as magnificent and then give back to you, then your world will start to open up in such profound ways, because money will lose its power to control you or to make you feel limited, because you would have superseded any limitation, any obstacle of mine that will keep you out of the natural law of what I receive, I give. What I give, I receive. You will be right in line with that law, and it shall reap bountiful rewards for you. So from now on, take every financial expenditure as a tithe. Look upon it as a gift to God. And even see the person, place, or thing that you're exchanging money with or for as God being. Yeah. And you will never lack for anything. And your money will flow so exquisitely and beautifully. And it will bless others. It will bless the world. And it will rise above the mass consciousness, the limited beliefs around money and around giving and even around tithing. Tithing is something you already do. You just have to mentally accept that and know, because that's really the secret of tithing, is when you give your tenth to God, you think that you've tapped into divine abundance, and that thought is what creates the flow. That's all it is. So when you see that every day the worldly as sacred, when you begin to understand that you are sacred and every other being is sacred and every other thing is divine, when you exchange your money for it or with it, you are engaging in a sacred act, an act of tithing, a divine act. So you can go shopping so happily now, so freely. Buy yourself that thing that you love. That is a tithe. You are God being. Pay that bill like you're giving to the Most High, and that money will come back to you tenfold. Yeah. Bless you, and I'll see you next time.